Alright, so everybody got to see me unbox that, or at least my best attempt at unboxing those comic books. I apologize, it's my first unboxing. I had a few issues going through it, but I think it turned out alright. So I wanted to bring you guys back real fast, show you guys exactly what I got. That way you actually have a chance, because I was kind of rushing earlier. I was in between my lunch at work, and I didn't want to be late. So I'm going to go ahead and start off. So I went through the books again, double checked everything, and like I said earlier, I only paid $78 for the whole box of comics. There was some really good stuff in there. In all honesty, I went through all the comics and everything that came in, and looked at the cover prices of everything that actually had a cover price. There are some con exclusives, so they didn't have cover prices and stuff like that, but everything that actually has a cover price on it, I added it up together, and it totaled up to be somewhere in the 50 to 60 range. So I really only paid maybe $10 above cover price for all the comics. And you also got to think, I still got at least 5 or 6 comics in this bundle that were con exclusives or Dynamic Forces exclusives or stuff like that, where they don't have necessarily have a cover price on them. If they do, it's not on the cover necessarily. So go ahead and go on from there. So I want to go ahead and show you guys the standard comics that kind of came in, going down. Those, of course, those of you know, I love Michael Turner. His art has been, I've been a big fan of his art for a long time, and I do my best to collect what I can of his. Most of the comics that I got that are from the Fathom series, which are what I'm getting ready to show you, most of them are in very fine plus shape. You know, a couple of them in very fine shape. They're mostly in decent shape. There are some that have a couple little bends and stuff. Nothing I'm too really worried about, because they're not really in any of the more important issues. But it's good to have the run. I've been having a hard time finding this run of series, at least the first series of it, because for one, it's all Michael Turner, so people are kind of buying it up, and they're hard to find in my area or out in the wild, as you call it. So I had to pick them up on eBay, and like I said, everything came out pretty fortunately for me, and it was a good find. So going on, stop babbling here. So might have to scoot in a little bit. So you guys kind of see a little better. Scoot in a bit and maybe zoom in a little better. There we go. So Fathom issue 14. That should be the Turner cover. Almost all these should be. Fathom issue 13. Issue 12, one of the more popular versions of issue 12. There's 2 of them, which I actually have the second one here. So that's obviously the more popular of them. It's a Witchblade, Fathom, and Tomb Raider crossover, which is actually a connecting cover, if I remember correctly. So, as you can tell right there, I think it's, no, connects the other way. Got it backwards. Believe it's, yeah. There we go. Connecting covers. Back up a hair so you can see. Issue number 12. Pretty cool. Issue number 11. And issue number 10. Like I said, I got most of the run in this set. Issue number 9. And then a variant to issue number 9. I believe this one's was a little bit harder to find, but not too much. Issue number 9 variant. There's actually a lot of number 9 variant issues, but issue number 8, which this one's actually in really good shape. I was kind of happy about that, because I like this cover a lot, and I didn't have it. So issue number 8. And issue number 7. And you guys are going to think this is pretty weird, but like I said, he sent me almost the whole series. For some reason, issue number 6 was missing. I'm not 100% sure why. I think I have issue number 6 actually somewhere, but issue number 5, number 4, number 3, which I believe that is a double. I think I have doubles of the first few. Number 2. And then this one is actually in really good shape as well. Just some slight issues with it, but nothing too bad. And issue number 1, which is a bit of a controversial issue. I already have a copy of this one, but this one's in much better shape than the one I had. There's actually a lot of different issue number 1s. And to finish the Fathom series off, he actually sent me this as well. It was in a bag and board, and I pulled it out because I was interested in seeing what it was in. Issue 0 came in this bag. You know, it says free issue 0 debut issue, exclusive comic book by Mike Turner. And if you flip it over, it's a Wizard Special Publication Witchblade, done pretty much entirely by Michael Turner, with how to draw and everything. So I thought that was really, really cool. I didn't even realize what that was, because in the listing all you had was a picture of this, and I was like, well, it looks like a wizard thing, but I don't know. So that was pretty neat. I like that a lot. I don't think I'll ever open it, but it is really, really cool to have that as well. I wasn't expecting that. So there's the Series 1 Fathom part of it. So continue to remember, I paid $78 for it, and I think I got a really, really good deal. And $78 for what I just showed you right now would have been probably a little high, but still wouldn't have been terrible off. Terribly off. Maybe about 40 bucks for all that would have been a decent amount to pay. Not a good deal, but a decent amount to pay. So moving on, I also got these. A little bit of this series. Fathom Killian's Tide. That's issue number 4B. I believe that's the more rare, or I guess more rare. I guess that's how you say it. Slightly more rare than the other ones. Issue number 3. I'll make sure you guys can zoom in on this. It's kind of pulled away a little bit. Issue number 3. Now during this series, this series was actually done a little later, and Michael Turner and I forgot the guy's first name, Caldwell, Talent Caldwell, kind of collaborated on Fathom after Series 1, it seems, especially on this one, because if you notice, when I lay down this issue number 3 variant, and that's a Caldwell version. And then this is issue number 2, that's the Caldwell version. And then the Michael Turner version of issue 2. And then this one, this is issue number 1. I showed you, as you guys saw earlier. This is issue number 1. It's the Prism, I guess, edition. I think that's what they call it. Didn't really give me any regular issue number 1 versions of it, but that's a hologram kind of Prism edition. So not bad. So far, you know, you guys already saw most. I kind of buzzed through what I got earlier, so you know that there's still more to go. But you know, as you can tell, I think for everything that I've shown so far, $78 still isn't too bad of a deal. So now I get to go into the more rare issues. Most of those were just pretty much the standard kind of issues, and I want to go into the more rare ones and more popular ones that were in this collection. So first one, Killian's Tide number 1. This is the blue foil edition. A little bit harder to find. It does not have a tag on it because it's a limited edition. Only, I don't know if you guys can see that, but only 3,500 copies of this particular one was made. This is issue number 1271 of those 3,500. So that's pretty cool. Next one. This was issue number 3 of Fathom It's a monster edition. I just thought that was a pretty cool variant. There's nothing spectacular about it. I don't think it has much of a value, but that's pretty cool. These two comics actually got thrown in. They weren't ones I was, particularly looking for, but they were kind of thrown in as well. So I actually wasn't expecting them to be in there. Either that or I completely forgot, but one or the other. Fathom swimsuit special. It's still a Michael Turner cover, so that's fine with me. And then the swimsuit special 2000. They're cool covers, but I wasn't expecting to get those. But that's cool. So moving on, I think you guys probably still think that paying $78 is a pretty good deal, but I haven't even gotten to the really, really good stuff yet. Really good stuff starts coming in pretty much, I'd say right about now. Yeah, I'll start getting to the good stuff. So this is a Dynamic Forces. This is a variant to issue number 14. It looks like it's connecting cover, but I don't have any. He didn't send me any other ones. Only 1,999 made of these. And you can read this is number 260. Fathom 4 Dynamic Forces alternate cover. Issue 14. Looks, I believe that's Tomb Raider on the front. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive that's what that is. So that's pretty cool. Next, we have another Dynamic Forces. One of a specially limited series of 4,000 copies. This one is limited to 1,840, or number 1,844 of 4,000. That's the black and white sketch cover, Fathom number 1. And I have to commend this guy. I'm definitely going to leave him pretty good feedback, because for what I paid, and if you look, if you can see this the best I can show you, the covers are in really good shape, especially the really nice comics. Like the regular standard issues, they're in pretty decent shape, but this one has a slight bend in the corner, but that's nothing huge to really worry about. It doesn't break anything. I don't think it's a huge deal, but pretty much everything else is pretty sharp. For a white cover, white covers are really, really hard to get in decent shape. They start to fade really easy, and they start to get, especially around the corners, they start to get grime build up on them real fast. So I was really happy to get that, just for the fact that it's kind of that issue is a little bit harder to find. It's not worth a ton, as you can tell. It had the price tag only about $7, but it was really nice to get. So let me see. Moving on, I think I only have a few more issues left. I'll go ahead and get into the best stuff. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get into the best stuff. And this comic was actually one of the reasons I picked this up, because this one, I believe, has been going for pretty good price on eBay, but it's in amazing shape. I mean, I'm looking at this right now before I let you guys see it, and it's sharp. It has really good corners. I know this one's tough to find, and it's the Fathom issue number 9. It's a blue hollow edition. Really, really cool cover. I love it, and you can tell there's like no spinal ticks. There doesn't seem to be hardly any damage to it at all. This will probably be going in my bin of comics to get graded at one point or another, along with almost most of the ones I'm getting ready to show you from now on are going to go in my bin of need to get graded, and I'm just going to kind of pull these out like that so you can kind of see a little bit. Those are definitely going into my bin of eventually get graded if I can afford it. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of money to do something like that, but I want to try and get as much grade as I can. Next, I also have another signature edition. This is a signature edition. Only 500 copies were made, I believe. Yeah, only 500 copies of this were made. It's at Wizard World Chicago 2002. So you can see COA. There was COA with everything, and anything that had a signature with it had a COA as well. And this one has a signature. Convention exclusive, limited 500. This one is not signed by Michael Turner, mainly because if you notice, this is not a Michael Turner cover. This is done by that the guy I told you about, Talent. His art style is pretty close to Michael Turner's, and maybe that's the reason why they kind of collaborated together, since their art styles are kind of similar. Excuse me. Next one I got was another copy of the Fathom Killian's Tide #1. This one also has a COA, Graham Cracker Comics exclusive. One of 300 signed copies. This one is also signed by Talent. Even though it's a Turner cover, it is signed by Talent. But that's fine. I don't know a ton about Talent. I might start looking into him a little more, since his art style is pretty similar to Michael Turner. I might give him a shot. So finish up, I got 3 more comics left, and if you guys know have been paying attention to what I showed, you probably know what these are going to be. And these are in all honesty, these are the comics that made me buy this whole collection with no problem. One of them was obviously the blue promo, or blue premium, but these 3 are definitely the ones I bought because I wanted to. They're in really good shape. I'd say, if I were to, I'm not a grading person, but if I were to put these in any type of grade, they'd probably at least, this one would at least be a 9, maybe an 8.5, because there's a small bend in the corner and a very, very minimal spinal tick on it. But Fathom issue #1, Killian's Tide, signed by Michael Turner. There is Dynamic Forces COA for it. Limited series, 1,000 copies, signed by Michael Turner. So only 1,000 of these were made and signed by him. Of course, you might find some regular edition ones, but I believe those are specially designed for that. Next one. This is a Midwest Comic Certificate of Authenticity. One especially limited series of 300 copies, signed by Michael Turner. So another Michael Turner signature. This one's in decent shape. There's a little bit of wear, but it's in one of the thicker sealed Wizard things. I did like the way that Wizard kind of sealed these because they're really thick. Helps protect the comic, and other than that, it's in really good shape. And this is also the special, if you can tell, it's like a special premium edition as well, that issue #9, because you guys saw I had one of those earlier. Alright, and I guess, coup de grace, the comic that I was really excited to get the most out of the whole collection. I saved it for last. It's a Midwest Comic, has a Midwest Comic COA. It's Fathom issue #14. It's a Pittsburgh variant, and is one especially limited series of 100 copies signed. And so there's only 100 of these. Only 100 of these signed in this series. 2,500 of these were ever made, and obviously only 100 of them been signed. I'm sure people might have gotten one of the other 2,500 and maybe gotten it signed at one point or another. But it's a really, really, really nice cover. I love the way that the water was done. So I won't hold back any longer. The Pittsburgh 2002 convention exclusive. You can see in black Michael Turner's signature there, and the COA saying 1 of 100. So there's not too many of those out there. Hard to find. And like I said, everybody knows that I love Michael Turner. I love his art, and I was really excited to get this. And like I said, just the fact that this comic was in there was good enough for me to want to try and spend $70 on it. But the fact that I got, 3 of his comics all signed, and then 2 more signed by Caldwell, and that was just a really, really hard bargain to pass up. And before I even showed you guys any of what I just showed you right now, everything that you see right in front of you, would have definitely been probably worth paying, you know, the $78 for. You know, that's including shipping too. I paid $72 and it's $6 for shipping, and he boxed it really well. So I'm really pleased with this time around. I ordered a Michael Turner comic one time just recently. You guys didn't get to see that because it was in an episode that you guys didn't get to see. You might get to see it maybe as a blooper or something later on, but I showed it. I was in the middle of recording it and my phone ran out of space on it. But the guy didn't send it in terrible bubble wrap. I believe I touched on this earlier, so I won't go over it very long, but sent in terrible bubble wrap because he had it set for free shipping. It was signed. He had a COA. I took a look at the pictures. The comic looked like it was in really good shape. Probably, I mean, when I looked at the pictures, the way I could tell, I mean, it looked like it was going to be at least a near mint. I mean, it had to be somewhere in the 9 range. So I was really excited to get it. Had the COA and everything, and the guy had it set for free shipping. Didn't sell, I guess, for near as much as he wanted to. I got it for $10.50 with free shipping. I literally paid $10.50 for a Michael Turner COA comic, and he sent it in a bubble wrap, envelope, in a bag and board, and that was it. And like I said, I live in an apartment. They felt like, you know, they sometimes feel like, well, you know, your mailbox is small, so let's make this a taco. Show it into them. So that's all I'm going to go on for that one. But thanks for watching, guys. Leave some comments in the bottom. I'm going to leave a link to We Love Comics because I enjoy Chris's channel. He's probably one of my favorite ones that I follow. Him, Tom, Ryan, and Vin Crew. They're some of the ones I follow probably the most. And I go throughout. There's a lot of other ones, you know, Scotty X and things that I enjoy watching from time to time. But I interact with Chris with We Love Comics a lot, and I want to give him a shout out because, you know, he inspires really well. You should watch his channel if you haven't already. And, you know, he helped me to understand the idea of going looking for really good deals on eBay. And if it weren't for that inspiration, I wouldn't have found this deal. I wouldn't have tried. So thanks for that. And everybody have fun. Keep on collecting comics and keep on looking for good deals. Thanks.